pleasure to bring the Tuesday, September 9th, 2025 El Segundo Unified School District regular Board of Education meeting to order at 6 p.m. At this time, I invite our El Segundo High School Associated Student Body President, Maddie Palka, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. There is no action was taken in closed session, and now we're on to the agenda hearing period for public communications. And we do have someone who would like to address the board, and that is Melissa McCaverty.
Hi, good evening, School Board and Superintendent Johnson. With the new school year beginning, I thought it would be nice to come in and say hi and welcome back and report some positive news, which I know you don't always hear. So I wanted to congratulate the high school softball team for the best season they've had since at least 2017 or 2018. My daughter's here supporting me, supporting them, who was on the softball team, Marilyn. Some of the accomplishments achieved by our softball team this past year were winning first place at the Torrance TNT tournament, winning league, and making it to the quarterfinals of CIF in Division I after not making it out of the first round of CIF in Division III for many years prior. So it was a huge accomplishment. These successes were in no small part because of the talented leadership this team had, including a former Division I collegiate softball player who took over pitch calling. How fortunate we are to have these incredible leaders in our community, sharing their knowledge of the sport they excelled in and being dedicated to advancing the softball program at our high school. And so with that, I just want to say thank you so much, and let's all have a great school year. Thanks.
Thank you, Melissa. And, moving on to special presentations, our first one is our student representative report, Maddie Palka.
Hello. There we go. Well, hello, everyone. Sorry for the late start. That was my fault. But we've had a very spirited start to the year, and ASB, again, very busy. Starting off with some exciting football news. Last week's football game was Tropical Paradise Under the Lights. I know I saw some of you there. Our Eagles soared past the Conquistadors with a very strong win, and this week we're trading the palm trees for some cowboy hats. We have a Wild West theme as we take on the Spartans from South Torrance, and hopefully the same result. We're hoping for a win. Some very exciting news with our Bird's Eye View, which for those of you who don't know is our school video that we put on every month. So we just finished filming our new Bird's Eye View intro, which is Full House themed, so keeping our 80s theme on track. We also have float building planning underway for our homecoming floats, so classes are meeting this week to decide the theme. The main theme is still under wraps, but can promise you more details to come on that. Some very exciting things for college and career events. We had college visits kick off this week with over 60 representatives coming to meet with our students. We're also gearing up for our annual College and Career Day on October 23rd, where students can hear directly from a wide range of schools and professionals. It's very exciting. And then we also had our Back to School Assembly last Friday, and we hosted a fun 80s themed assembly where students played The Price is Right, guessing costs of classics like a Walkman or an Atari console, and what those prices were in 1983, although I think Roma was the only one who knew. But aside from that, again, it's been a very strong start to the year, and that is all for my report.
All right, thank you. And now we would like to hear from our wonderful Krista Caban with a report on the Ed Foundation.
Good evening, President Glenn, members Zarnicki, Wheaton, Sutherland, Missing Beachley, Maddie Pelka, members of the cabinet, and Dr. Johnson. Thanks for having me. Well, even though I was just here 2 weeks ago, I still have tons to tell you. It's so exciting. As you know, we are in our annual fall appeal, and Chevron will match everything up to $100,000 until October 1st. So thank you very much, Chevron. Also, one thing we wanted to bring to light, and I know, Daima, you heard this the other night at the PTA meeting, but costs have gone up across the district, and you know this, but I wanted to share it so that the members at home could be aware too, that in 2024-25, the cost of the curriculum was $15,506, and ed made up the difference of $24,669. This year, the cost of our curriculum is $16,440, and so the difference that ed needs to make up is $3,846. So this year, our ask per child is $800 per child. So if you have 2 children in the district, for $100 more, you can be a superintendent roundtable member, which, as we know, lets you in on all these wonderful things, classes, events, special sneak peeks to different things. So something for the community to think about. Also, and just a breakdown, if anybody's wondering how it breaks down per month or per quarter, the $800 is $67 a month or $200 a quarter, and it can come right out of your bank account. You don't even have to think about it. So we're trying to make it easy for everyone. Also, we are on our website. You can go on there and sign up for the Skechers Walk, which I know there's going to be some competitions between the schools. I've heard something like that last year. It was neck and neck with some of the schools. They did a great job of signing up teachers, family members, children, pets, all of it. Skechers Walk is Sunday, October 19th, so you can register now. And for parents at home, just so you know, a lot of times the teachers give you PE mile credits if your students sign up. Also, our Academy for Ed is underway for the fall. Yesterday, or today, the middle school started their cooking class, and so that's underway, but there's still other cooking classes that they can sign up for that are in October, and then after the holiday break, again in February. There's also a presentation skills class that can be signed up for. Piggy Bank Basics that begins this week, and yearbook. And there's also still space for Model UN signups. So I know Melissa, she's still here. She spoke very highly of that last year. Her boys did it, and they absolutely loved it. So it's taught by our wonderful Mr. Al Luna. So, something to consider. Also, at the elementary level, there are Seaside Strings, which is violin and cello. September 18th is when Center Street starts, and September 26th is when Richmond Street starts. And you can register at theacademy.jambula.com to sign up for our academy classes. And as far as the Ed Foundation goes, we are on our way planning Ladies' Night Out. They are in the process of selecting models to honor in our community. The date for Ladies' Night Out is Thursday, November 20th. It'll be from 6:30 to 10 p.m. at the Terrace. So if some of you were at the Superintendent Roundtable event, it's going to be the floor above that, so plenty of free parking right above Paul Martin, so it should be a lovely evening. There's an outside area, the whole floor is ours, so it will be glorious. So I can't wait to attend myself. We are also planning Winter Wonderland, which this year will be a little different. It won't be the Sunday after the parade. It will actually be Saturday, December 13th, which is before the parade, and it's going to be from 1 to 4, so we don't get interfered with the sun going down sooner, so the kids can enjoy the snow play and all that kind of stuff early on in the day. And that's it for me this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Krista. And moving on to item 4D, presentation of the 2023-2024 unaudited actuals. Dr. Linz.
Good evening, President Glenn, Dr. Johnson, members of the board, members of the public who are hopefully tuned in and ready for a scintillating presentation. I am here to present the unaudited actuals report for the 24-25 fiscal year. Just as a reminder where we are in the budget cycle, we are rounding out the 24-25 budget cycle. We also happen to be well into the 25-26 budget cycle. This will be the last presentation that I do for you for the 24-25 cycle. Our auditors will be here in January, our external auditors, to do the final presentation of our audit report. Looking at our unrestricted general fund, you will notice from the third line from the bottom that we had a positive swing in our operating surplus, and this is for a couple of reasons. First, we had an increase in revenue. This came from two areas. One was an interest payment from the county, so the county actually holds our funding and they pay us interest for the money that they hold in our account. That came through this quarter. It's a little hard to predict. And we had an improvement in our third quarter attendance, which always increases our revenue. Yeah, well done, yeah. Second, we had a decrease in expenditures, and this is primarily, we spend our most restricted funds first, and we had quite a few one-time restricted funds that were expiring. So we moved unrestricted costs onto the restricted side to free up our unrestricted funding. Finally, as a result of our 23-24 external audit, we did have a beginning budget adjustment that shows in our final closing. Looking at the restricted side, again, you see a bit of a positive swing here as well, primarily in the area of our revenue. We were gifted with very generous donations from local residents in scholarships for the band. We had quite a few of those that all sit on the restricted side because they are for a specific cause. And our expenses have held firm as we spend down those one-time funds. As we look at where our funding comes from, predominantly our funding does come from the local control funding formula. As Krista mentioned, though, that does shift every year and our costs continue to go up. So it is really the Ed Foundation, our PTAs, our external donors like Chevron that allow us to really present the robust options that our students have in the district. In addition, in looking at our expenditures, as Dr. Johnson likes to say, 80% of our budget eats and sleeps. The most important asset that we have in this district are our people, and rightfully so, that's where predominantly our budget goes. As we look at next steps, the next time I'm here before you will be in December. Well, who knows what else I will present on, but budget will be December when I present first interim report for the 25-26 fiscal year. And then, as I mentioned already, our external auditors will be here in January to fully close out the 24-25 fiscal year. And with that, I'd say thank you and take any questions you might have. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lenz. And moving on to the consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
I'll move approval of items 5A through E.
Second.
Is there any discussion? I would like to just say something that relative to one of the items in the consent agenda is that we had 5 teachers who had a column advancement, and I'd just like to name them and thank them for their diligence in progressing in their careers. We have Grace Lee, Valerie Vobril, Quinn Harrington, Grace Nieto, and Jahid Turner. And we appreciate that everybody, you know, our teachers take their careers very seriously, and these are teachers who've gone beyond and increased their knowledge in their subject matters and have been awarded a column advancement. So, any further discussion? Maddie, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All board members in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, passes 4-0. And action item 6A, Dr. Johnson.
Thank you, President Glenn. This is to formalize changing our board calendar from September 23rd to September 30th in recognition of the local holiday. I recommend for approval.
I move to approve action item 6A.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, Maddie, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All board members in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, it passes 4-0. Action item 7A, Dr. Lenz.
This is the appointment of our final seat of the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee. We will have a full slate of 7 members. Our final opening is a member of a taxpayers organization. I'm thrilled that Kathy Wiley is who I am recommending for approval, and she's looking forward to being back in service to the district.
I'll move approval. Second. And as an added bonus, Kathy Wiley is a former board member as well, so she knows all these things inherently, so it's very helpful.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, Maddie, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All board members in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, passes 4-0. Item 7B, Dr. Lenz.
This is approval of the unaudited actuals, which I've already presented on. I recommend approval.
I move approval of action item 7B.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, Maddie, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All board members in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, passes 4-0. And Dr. Lenz, item 7C.
California law limits the amount of state and local government spending, including that for school districts. El Segundo Unified School District it's called the GAN limit. We met the GAN limit for 24-25 and anticipate meeting the GAN limit for 25-26. I recommend approval.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Maddie, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All board members in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, passes 4-0. On to item 8A, Dr. Plotkin.
Good evening. Yes, the Community Advisory Committee is a group of parents who serve in an advisory role in our SELPA, and we would like to move forward Ms. Kim Dwyer, who is a Center Street parent, to represent us on the CAC, and she will be joined by returning member Ms. Cami Rodan. I recommend approval, and I thank them for their service.
I move approval of action item 8A.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion?
Just thank you for your service to these parents.
Maddie, your preferential vote?
Aye.
All board members in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, passes 4-0. And we're already at the calendar. Yeah. And so the big item of note there is we moved our next meeting to 3 weeks from today. And there looks like there's lots of other things going on. Going on to board members' report. Member Sutherland, do you have something to share?
Well, I'm going to be fast like this meeting. I was at the first football game, which was an amazing win, and we all got to see the cheerleaders and the band and the color guards, right? Flags, yes, amazing. Everybody did so great, and it was just really fun to be out there with all the parents and kids, and it was a good time. So, I know we're on a winning streak right now, so hopefully we keep doing great. And here we come. And Western Day, it's kind of like my jam of life, so I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring the whole thing. Yeah. This is like my normal attire. Yes, yeah. And the horse and the jacket. The whole thing, don't be surprised. I have horses. So, anyways, we will see what everyone else is wearing.
All right, happy September, and hope everyone enjoyed their Labor Day last week, which honors the labor movement and workers' contributions to the nation's strength and prosperity. I had the pleasure of attending the high school PTSA meeting, and during that meeting, I have to say that it was well attended, but one of the highlights was Ms. Dutoit presented, and she talked of all things stress. And starting that in the beginning of the year, at least I felt it was nice because she talked about the origins of stress, where it happens well before they come to school. It could be something just in and growing up environment, anything. But then you layer it, and there's external factors. And then on top of that, she talked about how to deal with it. And the thing that I love about our high school is that we have the Wellness Center, and she is a wealth of knowledge. She is a real resource for our students. She really knows how to relate to them. And so it was great having her start off the meeting to speak with the parents. And the benefit of the PTSA, the high school one, is that they have a lot of active board members from the high school, so students. And what that does is they get to see that, but they take that information and they take it back to their peers, and they get to share that. And it's not from a parent to a child, but it's child to child. And for whatever reason, hearing it from a peer sometimes just lands better. So very happy that she was there to present. I also attended the Richmond Street School Coffee with the Principal, and that was nice because they gave a comprehensive overview of this year, as well as answered various questions from the parents. And that was immediately followed by a ribbon cutting ceremony which unveiled the newly designed auditorium which Tiffany put together. She donated her time and her talents, and I tell you, it's absolutely beautiful. Moving on, I attended the Richmond Street PTA meeting, which was last night. And they started off with a very strong start. You want to talk about good attendance at a PTA meeting, go to any of the elementary PTA meetings. All the parents are there, and they're happy, and they want to help, and it's fabulous. So very nice seeing everyone there raising their hands and offering to do their part. And the thing that I really liked about that meeting was they said something about it's not join the PTA. It was something like, come be a part. So you don't feel like it's a burden, just support. That's what they said. It's not join because you feel like when they say join, they want you to do something. They said, but support the PTA. And I love that because it was simply just reframing, and you'll be surprised what reframing can do for all things, messages, attitudes, all things, just putting a different spin on the reality of something. I thought that was beautiful. Their upcoming events is they have the back to school night, September 18th, and they have their student participation at the Fair on Main on September 20th. And lastly, for the high school, their back to school night is September 25th. And that is it for me. Thank you.
Just need to report out that we had a facility advisory committee meeting last week, and there was lots of numbers and big schedules and exciting things that we're watching and progress that's being made. So that was good, and lots of discussion with, again, a lot of good people in that room to add to our forward progress. So it was very good. Otherwise, I don't have anything else to report besides a reminder to my board members to come to the LAXTA social that will be walking distance from here next Monday night. So this is the LA County Trustees Association, and Cabinet, you guys are invited too if you want to come. We want to show them that El Segundo people are nice, and that they should come and feel welcome in our town. So anyway, if you want to join us at the 5.5 Brewing Company at 6 p.m., some of us have to do a little executive board meeting at the high school before that, but then we're going to wrap that up and be over there by 6 p.m. So that's something to look forward to next week, as well as lots of good PTA and back to school nights coming up. So I think every Thursday from here on out is a back to school night, which is cool. So I hope to be at as many of those as I can. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So last Friday, I attended the football game, and Daima was there, and Dr. Johnson was there, but our number one football fan was not there. Because our darling Meredith was in South America following her passion. She went there to watch the Kansas City Chiefs playing against our Chargers, and I'll just leave it there. Oh, like that they got beat? Yeah. We miss you, Meredith. I know you're on your way back, and we'll see you next time. So, also on Friday, I had the pleasure of attending the El Camino Community College President's Breakfast, also with Dr. Johnson, to mark the beginning of their scholastic year. So I'd like to share some fun facts about Elko. It's okay to call him Elko, right? Yes? Yeah, right. So the total enrollment at Elko is just under 32,000, so it's a pretty sizable school. I think that's something that kind of goes under the radar. Elko offers 85 degree programs and 141 certificate programs. And last year, Elko awarded a total of 3,264 degrees, so it's quite a substantial number. Elko has 9 men's and 9 women's sports teams. So I actually have known kids that have gone there because of, for instance, cross country, and so they can, you know, continue playing their sport while they're working towards their college credits. Elko is in the top 10 community schools in transfers to the UC system, so it's a great way of getting a couple of years of general ed out of the way, and for a much smaller price than you pay at a UC. Elko offers dual enrollment college courses that our high school students can attend and work towards accelerating their college degrees. And actually, we had a presentation by a student who is a student at Redondo, and she was going to graduate, and she is graduating next June from Redondo High, but she's also graduating from El Camino the same month, so she's way ahead. Elko is extremely affordable, and you can continue your educational path for less than $1,500 a year. In addition, Elko provides the South Bay Promise, which provides free education for your first year of college. And Elko has cool swag and a famous alumni, Dr. Johnson. So, your report.
Thank you, President Glenn. On the PTA front, we had our PTSA council meeting yesterday via Zoom, and I just want to shout out PTA. There's a large business side to PTA, a lot of compliance, a lot of checks, a lot of balancing of numbers, and I think that sometimes that part is forgotten about. So just a lot of work went into just like the 30 minutes was devoted purely to compliance and making sure the checks are in the right spot. And a great deal of care goes into making sure that the money's getting towards the kids. So just, I'm really grateful that we're in good hands in that regard. Going over to the ed front, yes, Skechers peer-to-peer is here. It's coming early this year, October 19th. Shout out to Krista for bringing it up. And yes, there is a competition. It actually wasn't much of a competition. Middle school last year blew everyone out of the water. So the elementaries have said they won't stand for this. I mean, like they were angry, they were shouting, and so I'm looking forward to a great competition. On the staff side, I just want to give a big shout out to Coach Rory and the football staff for their work for the last year and a half. I just, sometimes people say like, oh, football gets so much attention. Well, I want to address something. It does, but there's a big spotlight on football. And there's a lot of scrutiny over that program. And I just feel like that Rory and his staff have done such a phenomenal job. And even last year, so next to Grady, who spoke so highly about the program. So just really, really grateful to the work that they do and doing things the right way. Thank you. Also on the staff front, I shout out, we've been doing a lot of safety preparation just as of late, but part of that conversation has just been about our security staff, and we have phenomenal security staff. We have Moret over at Richmond, we have at Center Street, Kyle, and then at the middle school, Danny and Eric, and then at the high school, Romo and Jessica. And so these are just phenomenal people, and the thing that I appreciate about all of them is the relationships they have with students. If you are on campus and you see them throughout the day, they're always interacting with students. And so I just, to me, with the students that we serve, I feel like that's so important, and I do believe that our campuses are safer because they're on them. And then for the students, I just, a big shout out to the El Segundo Middle School students. I was at the student rally, and there was just a lot of school spirit. And that's really nice. Middle school is not easy. And there was such positive school spirit. I think they're getting ready for the high school, where I do feel like the school spirit is just phenomenal there. So I was really proud of them, and it was really fun to watch. And then I had valet last week, and I was there with the Cougars Care over at Center Street. And these are kids that dedicate their time. They volunteer for different types of jobs across campus. But the bottom line is that they're helping to keep younger students safe. And, and they give their time to do that. And it's just really appreciated. They have to show up to school early in order to help with valet. And they're always fun and in good spirits. So the new crew is in, and happy to work with them. Attended city council last week, and a highlight there was the hazard mitigation plan. It's worth reading. It's posted online. And we just recently, we had a staff representative attend the disaster council. So the new emergency manager is in place now, and they've really hit the ground running. So really excited to continue to collaborate with them. And then I bumped into Sherry Kramer as well as Richard Lundquist, who are also at the city council meeting, and they're doing the last leg of fundraising for the plunge, and really kind of doubling down and trying to chase big and small donors in order to do the last leg. And they have a whole scheme set up of how, if you donate certain levels, that you'll be in memoriam in the plunge, which is, I mean, a pretty phenomenal building, and some of the sneak peek stuff is really cool. So looking forward to sharing that information. They're going to send us stuff that we'll put out to the community as well too. Then finally, thanking a colleague, my friend Frank here, and I did go to Elko. We shared breakfast and great stuff. Love my alma mater. Frank looked like he wanted to attend. That's how excited he was. So maybe some correspondence courses for you, Frank. And that is the end of my board report, if there are questions.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. We do not need to go back to closed session unless any pineapple stuff, no. So at 6:32, my pleasure to adjourn our meeting.